Welcome to episode 5 of the Deleted Scenes podcast. We have a guest joining us here in a second. You know him, you love him if you know me. It's been wild and crazy life lately. I'm wearing my Shark t-shirt, my Shark Encyclopedia t-shirt. Slay. I thrifted it at Goodwill. But we're back and better than ever, and hopefully more consistently now, because I was gone for like 3 weeks consecutively, so that's why there hasn't been an episode in like 4 weeks. So, now joining us is my best friend and content creator, model, actor, Luke Arborn. Hi, welcome in. So, yay, we finally did this. No, I did not plan this very well. I asked Luke, I was like, are you actually free today? Because I'm going to Yosemite on Sunday. And I was like, I need to go ahead and film an episode with Lukey, Pookie Bear. And so here we are. So welcome to the Deleted Scenes podcast, our first guest.
Yeah, I'm excited. Feel? I'm honored to be the first guest, even though I kind of forced you to make me the first guest when you said you were going to do a podcast. But I'm honored, and I'm so surprised that it's me.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, I don't really think it would be anyone other than you, unless it was like a legit family member. But I mean, you kind of are a family member anyway, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Luke, tell us what's been going on in your life. I mean, I kind of know everything.
Well, let's tell the people.
Yeah, let's tell the people what's going on here.
This summer, we're working on an indie film. Riley was there, so she'll also be able to talk a little bit about it. Working on a faith-based indie film that my aunt and uncle actually wrote and are directing. Been a really good production. It's like good budget, but low budget, right? I would say.
Yeah.
And it's just been a lot of fun. As a new actor, like super new, Riley knows, she's been my little acting coach earlier in the year, but I kind of started, I guess you could say, 2026 acting, pretty much. It's been a blast. It's been a lot of new stuff, a lot of outside my comfort zone stuff, which is good, pushes me into growth. But I've been having a blast with it, and I'm learning, and I have classes set up for the fall.
Yeah, I'm excited. And you're going to, what school are you going to?
Stella Adler.
That's what I thought. Shout out Stella Adler, we love her.
Mm-hmm.
But I've actually never been to the school. I thought about going when I lived in New York, and I wanted to go, but I didn't. But yeah, no, I was on Blue Jacket for the first week of filming. We had a blast. Wish I could be back. I see everyone posting everything, and like
it's such an amazing cast, honestly. Like, we all jive so well, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
I literally did hot yoga with one of the girls I was telling Riley this morning, Tanner. Shout out Tanner. We did hot yoga.
Shout out you, Tanner. Shout out Tanner, Ash, Jamal, Braden, and Romaine.
Mm-hmm.
And where? Shout out all of you guys.
Honestly, like, the list goes on and on and on, to be honest.
Honestly, like, I'm gonna have the entire Blue Jacket cast on the podcast at some point.
Oh my god, that'd be fun. Right when it premieres.
Yeah, when it premieres, y'all are going to be the first. Oh, that's actually a great idea. Okay, see, this is why I talk to Luke, guys. Not only is he like my best friend and I love him, but like I just be bouncing off crazy ideas that end up working out. I bounced off this podcast.
You gotta go for it.
So I'm excited. Don't work, oh well. That won't be. I mean, the podcast is still going to have to be alive in like 2 years when the movie comes out. But maybe I'll do an interview with the cast, talking about the filming, and then we'll actually talk about the movie when it comes out.
When it comes out.
Get 2 interviews there. But no, I love that whole cast. They're so sweet. But yeah, no, it was fun. I mean, it was an indie film, and smaller crew, smaller production, smaller budget. But it was so great, especially like there was a lot of first time filmmakers on that. I felt like, or at least a lot of them, it was their first feature, and still kind of like the ability to like learn and grow and work hard like on that set. It reminded me way back when I started
back in the day,
way back, literally like back in the day, like almost 10 years ago, which is just crazy. When I'm 24, I'll be able to say I've been doing this for 10 years, and I'll be like,
gross.
That's ugly. It's disgusting. Actually, I'm so old. Anyways, so yeah, well, Luke, I'm proud of you for how much you've like grinded in your acting career. It's definitely
trying.
Hey, and you know what?
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. I will say the industry is like really tough right now with a lot of what's going on in the vertical world, and everyone's kind of dispersing and like removing themselves from Hollywood and New York, and especially like everyone left Atlanta. So it's been a tough time in the industry. Like, I was just talking to my manager about it the other day because he was like, your audition sucked. And I was like, okay. So,
Hey, you gotta love a real agent when they're gonna tell you
no,
straight up.
he sent me this long email and he was like, it was
Mhm.
very flat, it lacked depth, and we need
And that's what
you
you need
to
to hear
lock it.
sometimes.
And I actually was very appreciative of it. And I will appreciate also, like, he's a dad.
Hmm.
So, he, it was a very dad email too. But,
It came from love.
it did. It came from love. And I was like, I'm just very, very discouraged. And he was like, this is not a fun time in the industry for anyone. So, you're not alone in that. The industry's been changing for like 6 years, but you're like really getting deep into it as like the changes are growing and getting bigger. Like most of it's leaving the US, and like
Hmm.
what is in the US is either super big budget or like super small indie stuff. And so it's like a tough,
Yeah, I feel like a lot's going to Canada right now.
yeah, so much is
Toronto,
in Canada.
Montreal, yeah.
I think they're filming the new Carrie movie or show or whatever it is that they're filming for Carrie in Canada right now. And
The last couple commercials I got through the agency I'm signed with, were all filming in Canada. They were
yeah,
like, make sure you have valid passport.
yeah, I've had a couple things in Canada. There's a lot happening in Korea. I actually was
Mm.
on hold for a Samsung thing that was like in Seoul in Korea. And I was like, I want to go.
I know, right?
Can y'all book me? So, but yeah, I'm signed. I have my commercial agent and love them. They actually had to reach out to me because I was like declining stuff because I forgot to like let them know I was going to be out of town. I was like, sorry
Yeah,
guys. I'm just I'm not doing my part, apparently. But it's fine.
traveling too much. You're just beeping and bopping and booping all around,
Literally. Like, sorry that I want to like have fun in this life, like while I'm here. Even though I don't have any money to do it, like I'm still gonna try.
You figure it out.
Yeah. So on top of acting, you have been for several years a content creator, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes I say you're an influencer, but I know that's not true.
I prefer content creator. I
I
don't
know
feel like
you
I'm
do.
influencing people. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
creating content, I'm entertaining people. Sometimes I feel like I'm influencing people when I get notifications or not notifications, like messages where they're like, wow, you got me in the gym, or I love your style, I got this because of you. Sometimes influency, but I like to just say it's content creation, entertainment, hopefully inspire people. But
Yeah. I definitely feel like that's a better description for what you actually do on like a day-to-day basis of doing social media. I know we like briefly, guys, we had a phone call before this and
a little briefing.
I don't know, I was like, what do you want to talk about? He was like, I don't know. And we were going to talk about Blue Jacket and then we are going to talk about content creation. So once we talk about these two things, we're just going to let it go and
We're
fly
gonna
and
just fly on the seat of our
see
pants.
what happens, fly literally by the seat of our pants. Which, speaking of editing, so for the viewers out there, I'm sure last episode y'all saw that there was an entire Riverside watermark, the whole video. So here's the thing with that. I'm not rich and I don't want to
Yeah.
pay for anything, so I'm using this all for free. And there's gonna be a watermark. You're just gonna have to get over it. Just ignore it. Just like cover it up with your
It's not even there.
hands.
What watermark? I didn't even notice.
Right. See? Whatever. All my clips on like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube have just had either Opus or Riverside in the corner. And
So
I'm just like,
blow this podcast up so that she can pay for the
yeah, blow
watermark.
this podcast up so you don't have to look at a watermark the whole time of me basically promoting Riverside. So,
Mhm.
which
There
shout out
there you go.
Riverside.
That's gonna be a little Opus clips. You chop that up, post that.
Right,
Blow-
exactly. Anyways, so yeah, Luke, content creator, which you've benefited off of that a lot, I feel like.
Oh
I've
yeah.
also benefited off of it.
A lot of people in my life have definitely benefited off of it. I mean, there's the obvious stuff, there's free stuff, you get a lot of free things. There's occasionally free stays, you get put in rooms that you probably wouldn't have been in. So it definitely opens a lot of doors. Like I would be the first to say that. In good ways and bad ways, I know we've talked about this. Some actors now are getting the role because they have followings, not because they're good at acting, which is a negative and kind of annoying, especially when the film doesn't turn out well.
Right.
And there's a lot of situations when that happens. So I think like as somebody in that situation where I have gotten things, it's important to like recognize it that like there's people that have been doing the thing that you're in the room to do for a lot longer than you. So it's like if you take the time or just at least stay humble, I think is the most important thing that I try to do.
Yeah.
I think I do it pretty well most of the time.
Yeah, I would also agree with you. I mean, like, I think I told you a story about a job that I worked on recently where I worked with somebody who had like 30 something thousand followers and genuinely acted like they had several million and they were like famous and wouldn't let me do my job because in their mind they were like way bigger and badder and all that than me. And like I don't care about anyone's following. Like, the thing is like, I care if you're a good person, because that's the most important. And just like you said, is like when you're put in these rooms that you're kind of only in because you have a large following, I think it would make people better and like want people to be around them more and like get more invites and stuff if you're just a good person.
Right.
And there's an upcoming TV show that you and I were both interested in auditioning in that has, we won't name drop, that has pretty much an entire cast of influencers. There's a couple of them that are like just actors. And now I will say, some of those influencers have previously acted before and are good
There can
actors.
be crossover for sure if it's legit crossover, yeah.
Right. And, you know, there's some who are just hot in that show because they're hot.
And sometimes that just gets you in the door too, to be honest.
And you know what? It does. When is it my turn? If I'm ugly, just say that. I'm just kidding.
You said it.
Okay. Whoa. See, guys, this is the only problem with Luke being my friend is he does not
You're
only
not my
keep me
friend if I'm
humble.
not mean to you.
Exactly. And I'm the same way. Like, I had to tell somebody recently because I was saying some, like, heavy mean stuff that I knew that they could handle. But I, like, had to grab them on the shoulder and be like,
This is all
look,
fake.
this is all fake. I love you. I don't mean it. But it's a sticky situation. I feel like you've heard my rants on the people being actors because they're just have a large following or whatever. And as somebody who has been in this industry pretty much their entire life, like that, it doesn't feel great, but also too, like, I will respect those people who get it because they have large following and actually are trying and like you're going into class and you're training, all of that stuff. And so it's those people I'm like, I'll give you some respect. Everybody else, no.
Yeah.
Can I hack into your Instagram and like send all your followers to me?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. It's like a double-edged sword because I think on the latter side, I think we've probably talked about this too. It's like on the latter side, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into building a platform, and like it doesn't necessarily seem like it all the time, but it's just like the consistency and showing up. So at the same time, it's like hard to then be like, oh, you didn't deserve it, like, or stuff like that, because then it's like, well, they did other things to build the background and get to the spot that they got to. They just did it a different way than you did it, you know? So I can see both sides, and that's like one of the biggest benefits I think I have, but also one of the worst things that I have is that I can see a lot of the sides and I always bring the both perspectives, and then I don't know which one I agree with more because I'm like, well, you're both right in my mind.
Yeah.
And I've been called Switzerland a lot in my life because I do that often.
Called Switzerland is crazy. That's the best way to kind of look at it and go about it. And I think, you know, it's important to like take your sides on things that you feel passionately about, but also, can you just not sit in the middle sometimes? Like, why do we always have to be right? You know, like, why can't we just be like, you know what? Yeah, I see both sides. I can agree. Like, I'm kind of in that situation right now. In a personal situation in my life where it's like, yes, in my perfect immature world, this is how it is. In my perfect mature world, this is how it is. But in the real world, I'm going to take a step back and look at all sides and all parties involved and be like,
Yeah.
okay, you know, like, if I'm going to sit here and actually, like, be the mature person that I am, I can see this person's side, I can see this person's side, I can see my side. Like, some of them are a little bit, like, crazy, but I also, at the end of the day, it's like, if I'm going to be brutally honest, I think that's looking at it the best way. Do you have any, like, horror stories you want to talk about in your days of content creating, or
Horror stories? I don't know if it's like horror, but I think it's very easy to lose track of like yourself. I think in any entertainment, I mean, you could probably relate too because you want so badly to please your audience, whether that's a casting director, a social media audience, it could be people on the runway, it could be literally anybody. It could be anybody in any entertainment industry. I think there's such an ease of falling into I need to do this because that's what they want from me. And it becomes a slippery slope when that thing crosses like your morals and your boundaries. You know what I mean? Because like, yes, at the same time, like when you're acting, you want to do things for a role that maybe the real Luke wouldn't do because I'm playing a character. Totally fine, makes sense. But then it's like when that certain action or that thing requires you to do something that you really wouldn't ever do or don't even want to be associated with, it's like, how do you separate that? And I think that
Yeah.
happens a lot. I mean, I've fallen into the trap of thirst traps for a while. My content's kind of moving away, which is actually something I want to talk about. We could put a pin in it, but it's also the fact of like, is it a thirst trap or are you just attractive and are people looking at you sexually? Like, if I post a bathing suit picture, is that a thirst trap or is that just me at the beach?
Right,
You
but
know,
it's also like, is that a thirst trap or is that just you being objectified? You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. Exactly. I think there is obviously thirst traps and there's obviously not, but like then there's the middle ground, like we were just saying before. You can see both sides, but that's a different topic. I want to.
yeah,
We can go
we'll get
into
into
that.
that in a second.
It can be super easy to morph into a version of you that's not actually you, and I think it happens most when you're first starting out in this industry or any entertainment industry, because you don't know yet who you are, especially if you start young. Like, I mean, you started really young. I started doing social media when I was 18, I think. Maybe
Yeah.
17. And so it's like I didn't know who I was. It wasn't out. I like didn't know the Lord. Like I didn't have any real, and I still don't know who I am completely. Like it's an ongoing process, but the more you figure it out, the more you're like, okay, I don't need
Yeah.
to do this because that's not who I want to be associated with, you know?
And I'll say, yes, and I think you and I have had that conversation over the years when it comes to like different jobs that we've discussed doing and all of that. I will say too that like I feel like, and I think that this has a lot to do with like who you surround yourself with, where you live, like what you're doing, but like I feel now that I am a lot more the person I've wanted to be, and that like I am more the person that I think I've always to my core been, but haven't fully been able to be. And I think a lot of that is finally being in a place in your life where you feel happy and like living somewhere, you know, that you really love, and waking up being like, okay, wait, I love life. You're saying is doing things that kind of fall you into a person that you really don't want to be. Like, you have to take a lot of those things with caution. And I know that you and I have had a lot of conversations, and some of my actors friends as well have had a lot of conversations about like verticals and how
I
I
had
mean,
a
if
feeling
you,
you were gonna go to verticals.
yeah, and then like if you know verticals, like you know, but and I will say I'm not saying that like verticals are a bad thing. I think that like they are a good thing to do, and it's nice work and it's honest work. But I will say that there are, you know, a lot of scripts and things out there that a lot of us actors don't want to do, and like I know that there's a lot that I don't want to do because it's, you know, there's a joke that it's like a humiliation ritual, which. Yeah, but it puts you into this, and also too, there's such a view of verticals that it kind of puts you into this box of being this person that'll, you know, do anything, or like you really just are like you're just in it for the money or whatever, and like kind of puts you in a box of this person, kind of like in the same way of thirst traps. You know, it's like you're making that content, but you're not actually trying to make a thirst trap. You're just doing this to do it, and people are objectifying you and calling you someone who makes thirst traps, whatever. You know, you're just posting. And I think that happens with verticals a lot too. And so like in the acting realm, you know, it's finding things about your life that you enjoy. It's part of the reason why I started this podcast. It's like having a kind of creative outlet that I could talk about whatever on, and have this space to myself, and just do it whenever I wanted to do it. And that's important, and like having friends that really care about you and love you, and living in a place that you enjoy living in, because we all know I did not love living in New York last year, but like I love Los Angeles and I love living here, and it's affected a lot of like me and my personal life, to where now it's like, okay, I really know what I want to do for work. I really know the jobs that I want to do for work. I really know the person I don't want to be perceived as, and I have to be careful because people are going to take something a certain way and run with it. Like, that's just how the world works. That's how it's always worked. It's being very careful to not putting yourself in a box of, you know, you want to make sure people are going to see the type of person that you are, and that you're not falling into a person that you don't want to be. And also being careful. I mean, that's why so many people are PR trained too, you know, like you say the wrong thing and then everyone thinks, you know.
You're canceled.
Exactly.
Immediately.
Whenever, like, you really don't feel that way, you just said it kind of wrong.
You
So
just said it kind of wrong. Yeah, that happens all the time.
Right.
Or maybe we
Like,
didn't think about every scenario because we're human and we can't think about every.
but like also too, and I think that that's like a hard thing about like for people like you and other content creators and influencers and celebrities, where it's like you were so expected to fit this box and you were so expected to be pretty much perfect and like never mess up and never do anything, and then you turn around and you miss step once and everyone's like hashtag cancel Luke Arborn, you
Hmm.
know, or like hashtag
Right,
cancel Zendaya or somebody.
right. But
So
I think that's where I think nowadays I think social media rewards a little bit of that authenticity. I think earlier on I think it was easier to cancel people, but I think as the more you practice like what you truly believe, whether or not there's right or wrong. I feel like right or wrong is just subjective in general. But like, if as long as it's what you believe and you think down deep is right, then your people will find you. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to please everyone with what you say. And I'm learning that slowly because I've been posting more things about like my view on certain communities that I'm in, and it's like these are just my thoughts and from my experiences, my clouded experiences, and that's all you can say because that's all you have at the end of the day is what you've experienced. So if somebody's gonna be offended by that, that's on them because what can you do? You can't make me have the same experience you have. The only thing you can do is say, well, I've experienced it this way, and this is my opinion on it. And as an open-minded person, I would love to have that conversation because I want to have a good conversation. But a lot of it comes back as hate quicker
hmm.
than a mature conversation.
And I think that this kind of goes into what I was talking about last episode is, you know, if you're just now obviously there is a morally right and wrong. Like there are obviously things in this life that are wrong and you shouldn't do and that make you into a horrible person. When it comes down to like your beliefs and who you are as a person and like the choices that you make when it comes to all that stuff with content creation, and also to like going into like the whole thirst trap thing, like it's so important to be authentic.
I can chime in because when you were starting to talk about the verticals, let me just say the name real quick.
Okay.
So when you were starting to talk about the verticals, it immediately like reminded me of like OnlyFans creators, honestly, because it's like being pigeonholed. Like I'm not saying they're the same in that aspect, but it's the same in the sense of like being known as a vertical actor or like being known as an OnlyFans creator. And if that's what you want to do, more power to you. Make the money, do it. I'm not gonna pretend like I haven't thought about it. I know we've talked about it. Like, be OnlyFans would be great. Like, we rolling in money. It'd be awesome. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm glad that I've gotten to the mental space where I'm like, okay, the money is not motivating me. Trust me, I could use it. I still live at home, but it's not motivating me enough to make that my profession and my career and the things that I'm known for. Because at the end of the day, it's not what I want to be known for.
Yeah, and I think that that's a big part of the issue when it comes to people doing stuff like OnlyFans, where it's so money motivated that you end up in this kind of dark hole mentally when you kind of get to an end of it. And most of the OnlyFans creators don't even make a lot like
Not
all the
anymore. It's so
famous
saturated, and now they
ones.
have AI OnlyFan characters, and you can just type them up from your literal computer in your back office,
Right.
pump them out like
So
they're nothing.
it's yeah. I'm glad you touched on that because I know that that's something that like we've talked about before because like you said, it's a heavily saturated industry and it's such an invasive thing. I feel like doing that
Hmm.
kind of content is so invasive. Not only is
Yeah,
it like probably gonna like drain your soul and your emotions, but like it's also like definitely an invasive thing and a very personal thing that you're kind of
hmm,
just sharing with people for the money. And that's why I think a lot of OnlyFans creators, when they finally retire from doing it, they were like, that kind of just killed me because I was so
yeah,
motivated by the money. It wasn't because, you know, I was trying to like find some kind of like self love or whatever. And that's where I think that it can become a very sticky situation. But it's like also like more power to you on what you want to do. But like you said, like being in the mental space now to where you're not motivated by the money, but you're more so motivated by what you do.
hmm,
It's an important place to be. I think a lot of times I'll be motivated by the money and then I'll get on the job and I'm remembering why I love it.
why am I here?
Yeah, I
Or
remember.
or no, sometimes I can see. Well, yeah, that makes sense too. But I think sometimes too, you take a job because you're like, I need this paycheck, which is valid. You got to pay the bills. But
Exactly.
then that when you get to that job and you're like, okay, this is the longest 10 hours ever, and was it worth the paycheck? It's like, yeah, I needed to pay the bills, but then it reminds you and should hopefully, if you have the right mindset, motivate you to find the jobs that you really want to be doing because those are the ones that are going to fulfill you at the end of the day because you can make all the money you want and be really good. I mean, it goes back to like my live streams. I used to do TikTok live streams and I could make a really good amount of money in one night when I was really going hard with tournaments and stuff. But I was draining myself. I was staying up till 1 in the morning. I'm a morning person, y'all, and I was still a morning person after that. And I was not getting enough sleep. I was getting addicted to it. The people on my lives didn't like me because I wasn't being authentic. I was just chasing gifts and money. And it was like, yeah, I made a lot of money, but now I can't even stand alive anymore.
Oh yeah,
And it
no.
was like,
And
you drain.
we were both involved in that, kind of at the same time, which you kept up with it a little bit longer because I had done TikTok live streaming before we got with whatever the agency name was. And then we got with the agency for that. And then I already knew, like, I'm going to get tired of this eventually. And
Mhm.
for us, we had to meet a requirement of how many hours we were gone live. And they would track us because I remember one time they were like, hey, Riley, you have 5 hours that you need to be live at the end of this week or month or whatever. And I remember I set up my phone and I just painted for like 4 hours because I have to get, and it's like doing that is like fine. Like I would do that, but it's also like you're not making money. Like live streaming is, unless it's something that you're really passionate about and you're doing it for the fun and all of that, that's definitely
Mhm.
can be fulfilling, but then it's like you're doing something that is not fulfilling, that you're literally chasing the money. And don't get me wrong, as you said, money is important and we both need it. I need it, you need it, like everyone needs it. It's still like you can only chase the bag for so long before you realize that
Yeah.
there's nothing else than the bag. Like it's just the money and there's
Yeah.
no happiness, there's no fulfillment, there's nothing enjoyable about that. And so yeah, no, you and I were definitely on the same page about that, where it became so much about the money and like we were staying up so late and and you're
Yeah.
making connections with people who you have no idea who they are. And it's all through a screen and it's literally just you talking on a phone. Nobody's talking back to you except for like in the chat and sometimes when you're doing tournament. And so it's just, I don't know, it's
Yeah.
definitely not something that is enjoyable long term.
Yeah. Or for us at least, because our hearts weren't in it, and I
Yeah.
think that goes back to like knowing your why. I know Alyssa used to say it. Shout out Alyssa. She
Shout out
used to say that
Alyssa.
all the time. She said, "Know your why." And for the longest time, I couldn't figure out my why. Like I was like, "Oh, but if I get asked that question, it's like because it's the way I want to express myself, or you know what I mean." Like I had these BS answers, and I think there was only one time we got asked that. Remember that at that casting, we got asked like the questions, and I was not ready. I fumbled my way through that little interview that they gave us. But now I feel like within the last like year and a half, I actually figured out my why, and it drives me so much more because it actually, it like I figured it out almost by accident because I recognized I was doing it. And I'll share my why now is basically just to make people feel something, whether it's sad, happy, like whatever it is. I want people to be able to relate. So if that's in an acting performance, I want them to relate with the character that I'm doing. If that's modeling, I want them to understand the picture and take away a feeling from it. And content creation, I want to inspire people, I want to make people laugh, I want to make people be like, oh wow, I'm not alone in this feeling. And so it's like that has weaved its way through all the different things that I'm doing, and it motivates me to keep going and try to do better at it. So
Yeah.
I think having that has like amplified my performances, I guess. I don't know, because it's not performing anymore. It's like I'm doing it because I'm
Because I
hoping other
care.
people see it, and yeah, I want people to enjoy it.
Yeah, and I will say that that casting that Luke brought up, I think my question that I got asked was, who were some of my favorite models? And I
Hmm.
went, some of my favorite models are models like Bella Hadid, Zendaya. I just
Yeah.
was pulling it out of thin air, y'all.
Yeah, because
We
it's
weren't
like
prepared.
we didn't care that much, I guess, or like
Right.
it wasn't natural.
Well, like I think we cared. I
I
just
think
think
yeah,
that we
no,
didn't
you're
have the
right.
reasons why we cared. I think part of it was like, oh,
Hmm.
like this designer style today, so
That's
cool.
cool. Yeah.
but like actually caring. And I have my whys. My why with acting is very similar to yours. Like I want to make people feel something. I want to take them on a journey. I want to give a voice to the story that I'm trying to tell so that people leave the theater feeling something, or they sit in their room and they're like, whoa, that really, like, it's making me rethink my life. I will say too, like with more so with modeling, but also this is the same with like acting and makeup. I love art, and being a model and an actor and a makeup artist is like doing art, number one, but also supporting it. It's like, when you're on a runway and you're wearing clothes, like you're wearing somebody else's art. And I've always thought that that was so cool and that it meant something. It doesn't really like speak a message to anyone, but like that was to me why, for modeling mostly, why I did it. Yeah, I'm proud that we found our why. Yeah, shout out Alyssa for telling us we needed to find it.
For real, from a long time ago.
That's
I
how.
found it.
Right. So guys, yeah, so Alyssa is our, she's still kind of my mother agent with modeling. Luke is no longer with her, but that's actually like how me and Luke became friends. I had been with her for I think 6 months by the time you came along, and we had a model retreat and Luke was there, and I was like, who's that quiet weirdo kid in the corner?
Quiet. Emphasis on the quiet.
And
even more quiet than I am now.
Yeah, and I literally like forced him to talk to me and become friends. I was also trying to figure out if he was straight or not. Learned quickly, like within 2 days, he told me. I had a feeling, but I was nosy and wanted to find
Our
out.
relationship is one of the interesting relationships, because we went from like 0 to 100 in like two hangouts, essentially.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Oh, literally. Like within 3 days of the retreat, we were like BFFs at the end of it. But like not like super BFFs. And then I think we talked about this. Our literal next hangout was Miami Swim Week.
Yeah, like a month or two later.
Yeah.
And we didn't see each other in between. Didn't really talk either, besides planning to get to Miami.
Right. And we got to Miami and we were attached at the hip. And we've been friends for what, like 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
It feels so much longer.
So much longer, bro.
So much longer. But yeah, no, and like Luke and I also, and this is what we laugh about a lot, is like, and also when I lived in New York, but like we went to college together, I didn't see him. Like,
Yeah, even in New York, like our friendship is like thrives on like blips that mean a lot, and then we make the most of the blips.
Yeah. And it's like, and part of the reason why like we never really saw each other when I lived in New York was because like I was trying to survive. I was trying so hard to survive. Like I remember there was one time where you tried to invite me to like 3 things. I was like, I'm working 7 days a week. Like I can't. But we definitely are very good at blips, and we do make the most of it. And I think my favorite blip was the 2.5 week or whatever road trip. That had to be my favorite blip.
Nicaragua
was a great one.
Stay at my house, and then straight into a 2-week.
Yeah, well, we were together for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we went to Nicaragua and then came home, and we were at your house for almost a week.
Almost a week. It was longer than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, because we were supposed to leave sooner, but we ended up
And the moving
putting
date
up.
got pushed back, yeah.
Yeah, and then we went about 2 weeks.
2 weeks on the dot. We got to LA, right? 14 days.
Yep, and best 2 weeks, and this is my...
To show for it.
This is what I had to show for it, which this is a PCH sticker that I added recently. I just slapped it on there in the worst place I could have picked, but whatever. But so BFF for real. I will say Luke not only puts me in my place, but is also supportive. And
likewise.
We love it. And so, Luke, that leaves me with a burning question to ask you. When do you think you'll be moving to LA?
Right.
Alright, guys, I'm trying so hard to get him to move to LA. Y'all don't understand.
I don't know. I think first I probably have to come visit you again, because I didn't have like a proper stay with you there, and now also you like know the lay of the land, like you have your spots, you have some people, so I think when I come visit you this time, it's gonna be more fun. Also, like I can leave right away, pretty much right away when we got there.
Yeah, because you went straight to working on Gilded Age, I think.
Yeah, I think it was Gilded Age, yeah. So I think I definitely need another visit before anything, obviously. So we're gonna plan that maybe in the fall, and then I don't know. I do like LA, but I like New York. But the thing is, I don't want to move to New York because I already live in. Like I don't want to live unless I'm in the city. I don't want to drop $5,000 on a studio And it's like,
Yeah, I know, that's
but I
ridiculous.
do need to move out. Like I know in my bones, most people know I need to move out. Push me, but it's gonna push me more when I move out, and I know that, so I do need to do it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
As someone who lived in New York and didn't like it, I'm like, and someone who like lives in LA and loves it, which I will say, like, I live in a great area, a very
Hmm.
good area. And I mean, there's other great areas that you can live in. Like,
Yeah.
I have a friend in Venice who she lives in a good spot she loves in. And then I have some friends in Santa Monica who kind of live like on the edge of Santa Monica, and it's like a nice area. And then I know some people on the east side. So there's a lot of great areas to
Mm.
live in Los Angeles. And like, yeah, I kind of have to drive everywhere, obviously, but it's really not that bad. Like I got used to it so fast and like
Yeah.
the traffic, like yeah, it's really annoying. But it's really not that bad. You just plan for it and you're fine.
Yeah. I think too, like it's probably the wrong mindset, but it's the mindset I have right now is like I need to get better at acting first. Like because the reason I'd be going out there is yeah, for content because I think there's probably a lot of opportunities out there, but there's also opportunities in New York. And content's kind of remote anyways, but mainly for acting, like that's the real reason that I'd be out there. And so it's like I want to do the classes, which will be good because that'll end right around November, December, and just doing more indie films and getting plugged in with college students and student films and shorts and stuff. So I think I need to do more
Yeah.
of that
Which
before
there
I'm like,
is, because you have more film schools here.
hmm
Excuse me. There
there's
is a
more students.
lot of that here too.
Yeah.
Like I worked on a project where it was a bunch of post grads from like UCLA or something, and it was like their first project out of school. So there's a lot here, a lot of indie stuff because everyone like that moved out here is like, okay, well, we all need to do
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and you have tons of like acting classes in schools as well. A lot of New York, the only thing is it's heavily theater based. So
hmm
yeah, I think you should eventually move out here. I'm gonna be out here for a while.
I need to be convinced. I need to come back, like I said, for a second visit.
Yeah, you need to come back for like a week at least.
Hmm.
And we need to go to. I wish you were coming in the summer because then I could like take you to Penmar.
It's not open in the fall.
It's only in the summer, which I
Oh.
wish it was like more. But anyways, so like
Maybe I'll
there's.
just come there for our August trip.
I
Maybe
know,
I'll
but
just
like I might not be here. So
well,
I'll be
I mean, if
somewhere.
you don't go to Nika,
If I don't go to Nico, I'm probably gonna go to either Guatemala or New Mexico or Mexico.
New Mexico.
Did not mean to say New Mexico.
I haven't touched that state yet, though.
Me neither. I tried, but that was like so out of the way of a road trip. But yeah, so I do know a lot more now than obviously when I moved. I do have a little bit more of the lay of the land, and I've done a lot of the touristy stuff that like obviously I would take you to do, and like. But I think my favorite part about where I live is not that I live in Los Angeles, it's that I live in California. Like
Hmm.
California is beautiful. Doing that PCH drive genuinely like there's just so much. Like you've got farmland, you've got mountains, you've got the ocean, you've got the city. Like you have
Hmm.
everything, and the weather is pretty much always nice. And if you drive north enough, in the winter, you can go snow skiing and snowboarding, and it's cold. And you have
Yeah.
Northern California that gets really cold. So it's like just in this state alone, it's beautiful. And there's so much, and so it's like I also appreciate the fact that it does not get below 0 degrees. You know what I'm saying? Or like below
Every
10
once in a
degrees.
while, you need a little chill.
Look, I'm good.
It's the South Carolina blood.
Yeah, it is. And California is just like I will say it's been like hot a couple of days, but when I say hot, it's been like 85 degrees.
Hmm.
And but
We
I just
got
don't
almost
have
to 100
AC.
here.
Huh?
We said we got to 100 here the other day.
I know, I saw that. But like also like I don't have AC, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like
That's
there's
terrible.
I'm looking at a box fan that sits in my window, and I have another fan by my bed, and I just pray every night before I go to sleep.
I also think I am just too spoiled to leave. Like I give you props and I give like my friends that live in the city props because like I would need laundry in my room, or not in my room, but like down the hall. And I need a ginormous closet. Like I need all these things, and like I have no shame saying it because I know that I would be miserable without it.
Yeah. Which I will say, like, you know, having laundry, like, in the community that I live in is nice. Do I wish I could just walk down the hall?
Walk out of your yeah.
Yes, but no, it's definitely, I mean, you know, I have a dishwasher, which is a luxury, especially if you live
Yeah.
in New York City.
No, I just know me, and I almost need to get over it, but
Yeah. You
I
need
don't
to,
want.
like, get off your high horse and, no, yeah, but definitely need to come back. We'll go do a bunch of things and,
Yeah. Well, I do want to go to San Fran, but I know that's not that close. So I would maybe do a San Fran solo trip in the fall, but I don't know how to get down. But I don't know.
I would say, like, that I would drive up and drive you back down, but I really don't want to.
Right.
I mean, I will.
I
Like,
messed up.
I totally will. I just,
It would be in the fall.
it's a really great drive. Like, it's a really
Yeah, I
great
mean, like,
drive.
I would like to do that drive. And if you came up, then we'd have a car and we could drive to the redwoods because they're like deep, like, you have to drive a good bit.
Yeah, I went to the Redwoods.
I know, but like, did you go to like the real ones? Like,
They were big red trees.
no, I know, but there's like the ones that are not too far out of San Fran, and then there's the ones that are like 3 or 4 hours outside of San Fran. And then those, I'm going to those. I'll drive. You just have to get the car there.
And road trip part 2.
But those are like the ones that like you can like run around, and it'll take you like 30 seconds to run around.
I went inside of one.
Yeah, I know. I just want to see. I want to see the big ones.
Okay. Guys, you'll see the issue with Luke. He's like super spoiled.
Yeah, fully aware.
What are your hot takes, actually? You start.
My hot takes.
You brought it up. You don't even have hot takes.
I don't know. One thing that really bothers me is lazy people. Like I have no patience for people that don't do anything and then complain that they're tired,
Yeah.
or don't do anything and then they complain that nothing's changing. Literally, my home screen is don't complain about things you're not willing to change, because I wrote that too. It bothers me. It really does bother me, but to each their own. And
Yeah,
I'm not gonna-
I think you and I have had a very, very deep conversation about this because of, let me say this lightly, because of people that I've been with in the past who will complain and complain and complain about their situation that they're in, and they won't do anything about it. And
Yep.
it's just like,
That is the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting.
yep,
And I have to tell myself that sometimes too, because I'll sit here, or not here, but sit anywhere at home or whatever and be like, oh, why am I not growing? Why am I not whatevering? Because I'm not challenging myself, you're not pushing yourself into any new experiences to help yourself grow. You're just staying in your lane.
yep,
And I think staying in your lane is okay for a time, and then you pass that time and you should level up or try something new or keep advancing, whether it's in the same career or in a totally different thing.
yeah. I completely agree. Hot take that I just thought about. Why are plane tickets so expensive? Hey, plane tickets shouldn't be that expensive.
And why do they load the back first? Oh, this one's gonna get me mad. I never understood why the people in the back have to get on first.
What are you
I mean,
talking about?
sorry, wrong way. Why the people in the front have to get on first?
Oh, okay. I was like,
Why
what
are
are you
you-
talking about? I mean, that makes
I said
sense
it
why
wrong.
the people in the
I was
back
just
get
so
it first.
passionate about it. I said it wrong. When you get on a plane, why is first class sitting
Yeah, like,
first?
why is group 1
If
not?
I'm paying for the most expensive ticket, I want to be the last person on the plane.
Dude,
I don't like, give me a lounge or give me a little side seating area for first class, maybe. I don't know, whatever. Give me a drink there.
let me be final
I don't
boarding
want to
group.
be sitting at the front of the plane in my $1,500 seat, getting bumped by bags
Yeah.
for 30
Bro,
minutes.
because people be smacking the out of you.
And I don't even sit in those seats. So, like, I'm not saying that I sit in those seats because I sit in the back.
Right.
But I don't understand why.
I let the service pick my seat because we don't even got money to pick for our seat.
Literally. But, like, why are they getting drinks and wine and champagne while people are walking by? Let them get on last.
No, yeah, it's like when you load up a bus. Laterally? No, literally, I completely agree with you. I think that it's
Does that make
ridiculous. I think flights also being like $600-700 to fly within the country. Okay. To fly in the
It's
country.
way too much. But I agree. I agree 100%. Flights are way too expensive. But I also hate the little airlines. You know who you are. Frontier, Spirit,
R.I.P. Spirit.
Frontier, Spirit.
Southwest?
No, it's not really Southwest.
JetBlue?
I don't know. I hate all the sneaky little ones where they're like, oh, it's like $80 to fly with us. But your seat, you have to pay for a seat both ways. Your first backpack is going to cost you $800. And then your check bag is going to cost you a mortgage. And it's like, what
Yeah.
are we doing? Let me just pay for Delta at this point.
It's like, at this point, it's cheaper to just get Delta. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Spirit would be, I'll tell you, the one time I got caught with having an extra bag on Spirit, I had to pay $100 at the gate before I got on my plane. And at that point, I couldn't go, like, check this bag.
No.
And they weren't going to offer to check it anyways, because, they're Spirit and they're bankrupt now, RIP. But, like, no, it's like if I'm going to, like, travel with more than a book bag, I'm going to have to, like, sell my pinky toe on the black market. Because why is it, like, $1,000? Why is it so expensive to just, like, go places?
I don't know. That's what America needs to work on, to be honest. Like, you know how, like, Europe, they can get everywhere so easily? Why is America not? Why? We're literally one country. There are a bunch of countries.
A bunch of countries, yeah.
And they're bopping around like $50 flights and $60 fast train rides. And we're one country, and it costs us a lot to go.
Yeah, and there's like a train that goes across the country. It's like several $100s.
Yeah.
Tell you why. Type of greed that they talk about in the Bible, bro. That's why.
Yeah.
It's not even really that much cheaper to like live in a van and like drive around the country. Like it's not.
I mean, gas is like $400 a gallon.
Literally $400 a gallon. It is. No, that's which the gas finally kind of got down a little bit. Because I think before I was like went to Blue Jacket and then Nicaragua and all that. I think it was like $7.
That's crazy. It never got that high here.
No, now it's like $5, but still. And I'm saying 500, not $5, guys. That's how much.
Let's get that straight.
Let's get it straight.
$400 a gallon in New York, $500 a gallon in California.
Yeah. Hot take. I think I can understand the premise, but I don't think having an electric car is a smart move. I have a couple of reasons why. Number one, you can't just pull up to a gas station, you know what I mean? Like, you have to find a charging station. And you can't just pump your gas and, like, get back on the road. You have to wait, like, 2 hours. Number three, in California, so, like, you're supposed to have, like, a front and back plate, right?
Yeah, same in New York.
Most Teslas don't.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, why are we just giving them a privilege?
I also just think Teslas are ugly.
I also think they're
I mean,
ugly.
there's other electric cars that I think look good. There's the new Cadillac. There's the Ford Mach-E. But Tesla, I don't know how they...
Dude, I would even take the electric Mustang
They look like
over
an
a
egg.
Tesla.
They look like eggs. Like,
They do. They do look like an egg.
I do not.
Hey, that's a really great way to think about that. They do look like an egg. The Cybertrucks can actually burn.
Yeah, Cybertrucks are even worse.
It's
like
a microwave.
Like,
it's a microwave. Tell me that's not a microwave.
It really is. I don't know. I don't understand it. I'm not against electric cars.
No,
I would
not,
just be
but
more
it's
concerned because now everything is like any war that's gonna go on now, the first thing they're gonna knock out is the power. You know, so it's like at least if you have some gasoline at your house, you can still use your car. That would be my biggest concern, honestly. And I don't know. And a little bit of like long road.
Battery would die.
But the things, like the cars are built to like tell you where the next one is. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing a road trip, it'll map out all of your stops for you, like where you need to stop to get power. Yeah. Yeah,
no, I don't have anything against electric cars. Like I said, I think it does benefit the environment. But I'll also say, like, how do you feel about like the Waymos, the self-driving cars?
I like them. I think they're cute.
That's the problem.
I did one.
They make it cute so that you feel bad. I've been in one once too.
You don't have to tip if you're trying to save money.
You don't.
No tip.
I understand that, and I benefit that. But also, it's like I'm waiting on those things to just hack into the system and fight back.
I'm surprised there hasn't been like some deaths or anything, but like maybe there has. I don't know.
Well, there's been like a lot of times where they've messed up. I mean, obviously, I see them all the time.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
I'm
we
like,
don't have that many. I think they're in New York, like maybe a few. I don't think there's many though.
yeah, I will say I would definitely be afraid of there being a death because I feel like there might be. Waymo's driverless vehicles have not been found at fault for any fatal collisions since the company began public road testing. While Waymo vehicles have been involved in a small number of accidents that resulted in a fatality, investigations have consistently shown that human drivers operating other vehicles were entirely responsible. For example, in a widely reported San Francisco incident, a parked Waymo was rear-ended at high speed by a human-driven vehicle, which caused a multi-car chain reaction, resulting in one fatality. Interesting. Well, Luke, I would love to have you as a multi-returning guest or a returning
Right.
guest, if that's something you would be interested in one day.
Yeah, I'll have my people get in touch with their people, and we can probably set that up.
Right. See, guys, we love him. We do, but then we also have this situation. Luke, I know that I told you once when we became friends that if you were an animal, you would be a lemur. Do you
Hmm.
feel that you are a lemur in your day-to-day life, or do you feel that like maybe you've kind of grown into a new animal?
I think I like the lemur. Like
Yeah.
I kind of vibe with it. Like lemurs are cool. Think of King Julian. Like who wouldn't want to be King Julian?
Right.
You say that because I think the animal I said you look like is on your shirt right now.
A hammerhead shark, because
Yeah.
my eyes are too far apart. Right.
I should have wore a lemur shirt.
That's me.
There she
Wow,
is.
that's so mean.
There she is.
That's so mean, actually, guys.
You gotta do the math.
Wait, hold on. Do I look like the shark?
Yes, you do.
What's an Olympic sport that doesn't exist but you think should exist?
Manhunt. I've said this for a long time. The game of manhunt should be an Olympic sport, and I would represent the U.S. 100%.
I
Like,
didn't realize you were that good at like childhood games.
my God, bro. You know the town I live in is very suburban.
No, I know. Y'all grew up taking that seriously.
Seriously, 6 o'clock, Miller's house. Shout out Miller. I don't know where you are right now in the world, but six
Shout out
o'clock,
Miller.
Miller's house on the dot every night in the summer. Manhunt, at least 8 blocks long, 15 people playing. No,
Did you
probably
win
16.
every time?
Oh, I took Manhunt very seriously, as we know, but I would use the flashlight on my phone down a full block of a street to flicker on the stop sign because stop signs have reflectors. So I would let them know if like my teammate was around the block, so that if the stop sign was flashing, don't come down the road. We had all these things, bro. All these things. It was amazing. But what I was saying was, it's like a dream for me to play Manhunt as like an adult with other adults because I think it would make me feel like I was in the Hunger Games a little bit.
Yeah. We
Like
can,
imagine
I think we
every
can get
year
that
the
set up.
Olympics they set up like a cool arena. There's like different themes. Like there could be a woods theme one year, then like 2 years later it would be like I don't know.
In a warehouse.
Yeah, like in like an abandoned where like it would be so cool.
Yeah,
A
I think we
corn
could
maze
get that set
map.
up. We could definitely do that back home at my house in South Carolina.
We just need more friends.
Yeah, we do. We don't have enough.
I don't have enough friends to get a whole game of Manhunt going. And that's the
Well,
problem
if
too,
we
is you
get, if
need
we
people
get,
that are
yo,
committed.
yo,
Because
low
I'm
key,
playing serious and like we're going to the rules. Like I don't want people that are gonna be like, "Oh, you got me." No, like you need to be running, like for your country and like like we're
for
not
your
like
country and for your people.
we're not playing this
Maybe
half
we
butt.
could. That would be fun. Or sardines. Have you ever played sardines?
Yeah, but like I need a little bit faster pace. Like I need to be chased
Yeah, I like sardines because it's like everyone
because you just get to
hide.
stay.
Well, everyone's searching for one person, and then once you find them, you hide with them. And so, like, if you're the last one, you lose.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fun.
sardines
And then
would
it's
make
even
me.
really, yeah.
Also,
Probably
like
so.
hide and seek made me had to pee. Like anytime I'm like hiding and sitting in one spot, I had to pee because I think I
You
get like
might want to
excited.
like go get that checked out or
It happened
something.
in Manhunt too. Like if I was hiding in a bush, like I have to pee because I'm like
Would
anxious.
you just
Like
pee in the bush? Be
sometimes,
honest.
yeah, yeah, obviously, of course. And like my friends had the gardens in their backyard, so the rule was another rule: you could only go in backyards of houses of people that you knew because we were good kids.
Right.
And but sometimes the houses would have gardens. So one of my good friends has a garden in her backyard, and so I'd be back there popping cherry tomatoes like it was my job. And that's where I would hide for a lot of it. And it was right behind the jail, so I'd come out and they wouldn't know. Get people out of jail, go back to eating my tomatoes.
Wow.
No, they were aware. It wasn't a
Oh.
secret.
I was about to say they wondered why they lacked abundance on their harvest
Them
after the
rabbits.
summer. Thank you for coming on the Deleted Scenes podcast and talking about everything. And I look forward to having you again. Is there anything that you'd like to leave with the audience? Plug your social medias.
Go support. Go support. If you like Riley, you'll probably like me too a little bit. Go support. And I'm gonna promote yeah.
Right.
And I'm gonna promote the podcast on mine as well. So go
Yes,
check it out.
of course. Yeah, Luke will definitely be a regular guest for sure. But no, we're glad you're having him. Make sure you guys go follow Blue Jacket on Instagram and keep up with everything with independent film. Go follow Luke. Everything is Luke Arborn. And subscribe and follow Deleted Scenes on all platforms. It's either Deleted Scenes Podcast or Deleted Scenes Pod. And, since Luke will be back again, obviously, guys, feel free, if you want, on any of the platforms that you see this on, to comment some things that you would like us to talk about next, because he might not be here for the next episode, but he'll be here probably maybe the one after that. So
We'll be looking at the comments.
we'll be looking at the comments, seeing what you guys are interested in hearing, whether it's about content creation world or the modeling world or the acting world, film industry, all of that.
Or any random
questions.
stupid
A random stupid topic, because this is Deleted Scenes. We talk about what we don't normally talk about here. So thank you so much for joining us, Luke. I love you.
Thank you.
You're
Love
my bestie
you.
boo.
Bye, everybody.
Well, he'll catch you later.
Good night, New York.
Good
Adios.
night. Well, guys, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching me and my best friend Yap, and for joining us for another episode of the Deleted Scenes podcast. We will have so much more next time, and we'll be back to regular scheduled programming moving forward, and we'll do a lot more interviews, because this is so fun. I love talking to my friends and the people in my life and people that I just vibe with. So thank you guys for joining for episode 5 of Deleted Scenes podcast. I will see you next time. Live, laugh, love, Michael Jackson. Bye.